Right, we're going through some sentences from the Quran. Let's see if you can get this. That's not nice. I think we ended on that poem last time, didn't we? I say something about a poem? I heard a poem. I heard a funny mufti read a poem. He said, एक नुक्ते ने महरम से मुजरिम बना दिया, हम दुआ करते रहे वो दगा पड़ते रहे. Did we do that last time? Huh? Oh, it was just something that came to my mind because of the word mujrimun. If you write mahram and write mujrim, what's the difference? Just the jim, isn't it? The dot. So the poet there says one dot made me from a mahram, which is the next of kin, to a mujrim, to a criminal. Yes? And then he says, हम दुआ करते रहे वो दगा पड़ते रहे. Yes? Cleverly done, isn't it? Yes, if you listen, what is he trying to say is that one dot can change everything. So he says, एक नुक्ते ने महरम से मुजरिम बना दिया. So one dot difference. हम दुआ करते रहे वो दगा पड़ते रहे. That I was making dua for them, they kept reading as daga, fraud, deceiving, yes, deceiving, yes. Yes, so it was difference, isn't there, between dua and daga. Daga means when if somebody has done fraud on you, deceived you. Yes. Anyway, but the poem has done it cleverly. The poet has done it cleverly. Why? Because the whole poem's about what? That one dot can change everything. And here he's shown that with these words. Within the poem he's shown it. Yes? That mahram can turn into mujrim and dua can turn into daga. That if somebody's got a bit of a bad eyesight and he sees dots, yes? Especially people who wear glasses, they see like wool in their eyes, don't they? Yeah? Things flying about. That happen? Yes? If it happens, then you need to go to the opticians, isn't it? Your eyesight gets weaker, doesn't it? It's getting covered, so they need to clean it out or something. Anyway, this translates as that the La yuflihul mujrimun, the criminals will not be successful. Criminals will not be successful. So let's break this down now. So what siga is La yuflihu? What siga do you think is? Yuflihu, la yuflihu. So aflaha yuflihu. Yes? So we know that it's got ya in the starting, it has to be somewhere in the start. So we say wahid muzakkar ghaib, wahid muzakkar ghaib. Now, so it's wahid muzakkar ghaib. Yes? Now, what fail is it? Mudari, and it's fail mudari. So it's fail mudari. And then is manfi, by the way. Fail mudari, manfi. Negative, isn't it? Yes, la in the starting. So that's it. Bab is bab if'al. Bab if'al, which is the first bab of Sulasi Mazid fi without Hamza Wasli. Without Hamza Wasli. أفلح يفلح إفلاحا فهو مفلح وأفلح يفلح إفلاحا فهو مفلح علم من أفلح والنهي عنه لا تفلح. Okay, لا تفلح. So that's that Babi Ifal has done. Let's look at this word al-mujrimun. The alif lam, this is the sign of ism. What is it? Sign of ism, and it comes and goes. It comes and goes. But the real word is mujrimun. What's the wazn of it? Mufli'un. Muf'ilun. Yes, this pen not working. I don't know if this one's working. So what is that? What siga is that? Muf'ilun. Jama muzakkar isme fa'il, isn't it? Oops. Jama muzakkar ism fa'il. And it's also Babi If'al. What is it? So if you, for example, get the huruf asli out, it's Jim, Ra, Mim, isn't it? So make it put in Babi If'al. We did Ajrama, Yujrimu, Ijraman, Fahuwa, Mujrimun, Mujrim. Then read Mujrim. Now Mujrimun, Mujrimani, Mujrimaini, Mujrimuna. Is there? Mujrimuna. So it's Babi If'al and it's Isme Fa'il. Jama muzakkar Isme Fa'il. Okay. So now mujrim, what does it mean? It's an Urdu word, isn't it? I just told you the point. Yes? What does it mean? Culprit, criminal. Criminal, somebody has done something wrong. Now that's what that means. So let's translate. This means iflah means to be successful. To be. So yuflih would mean he is successful, or he is going to be successful. Put line starting, not successful. So literally that the criminals will not be successful. Will not be successful. Now remember one thing, this is Isme Fa'il, isn't it? But I told you another concept. Yes? This is a fail. What does every fail need? Subject, and the subject is called Fa'il. Yes, the subject is called Fa'il, and the Fa'il is this al-mujrimun. Yes. Now Fa'il and Fa'il, what sentence does it make? You have two types of sentences: Jumla Ismiya and Jumla Fi'liya. Which one is this? Yeah. What's that? Second one. Okay. Jumla Fi'liya. What is it? Jumla Fi'liya. It's a verbal sentence. Okay. That's that easy, isn't it? Is that easy? No? That's it, fail and file. So everything you do in sarf, yes, was that and this. So we just find out what they are. Then we have to work out the connection between themselves. So how is al-mujrimun related to la yuflihu? We find out that it is fa'il. It is fa'il. Remember one thing that we read two siga, didn't we? In like fa'ilun, fa'ilani, fa'ilaini, fa'iluna, fa'ilina. You know fa'il, fa'il is always marfu. Fa'il is always marfu. Say that with me, fa'il is always marfu. Now the isms that, remember I told you they have two, and you're going to understand it later on why there are two. Remember we said fa'ilani, fa'ilaini. Fa'ilani, fa'ilaini. Yes, we did that, didn't we? Yes. And then we had fa'iluna, fa'ilina. Fa'iluna, fa'ilina. So remember one thing, when this is tasniya siga, isn't it? With the alif. Yes. This is when something, an amil, a word, is giving it a rafa. So we use that one when it's giving it a rafa. This is used when something is giving it a nasab or a jar. Yes? Fa'iluna is again rafa, and this one again is nasab and jar. Yes? Fa'ilina is used for nasab and jar. Like before we said la yuflihul mujrimun. A fi'l can have two types of amal. Two types of amal, depending what type of fi'l it is. So one is a rafa and one is a nasab, a zabar. Now a fi'l, when it gives rafa, yes, then is either, if it's wahid siga, if it is a wahid siga, it'll get the rafa then, wouldn't it? If it's a tasniya siga, we'll have to use this one, fa'ilani. If it's a jama, then we have to use fa'iluna with the waw. Then a fi'l can have a maf'ul bihi as well, can't it? It gives a nasab. If it gives a nasab, I'm going to use tasniya siga, then we have to say fa'ilaini, not fa'ilani this time. We'll have to say fa'ilaini. And if it gives a jar, a nasab to a plural one, then we have to say as fa'ilina. Fa'ilina. That makes sense? Okay. When you cross the board, wherever I gave you two siga for the same siga, two words for the same siga, this is the main concept. The first one is rafa, the second one is for nasab and jar. Wherever, go through all your ghazans that you wrote down. Remember when you did fa'ala, fa'alu, those are fine, they're singular, aren't they? As in, they're one each. And then when we went on to ismi fa'il, ismi maf'ul, yes, zarf, ismi ala, all of them, there were parts where I gave you two tasniyas and two jamas. Yes? Those you might say, what's the difference? The difference is in how they're used. We look at what is the previous word giving them. So now if you come back to la yuflihul mujrimun and ask yourself the question, why have we chosen al mujrimun? Yes? The reason is that la yuflihu needs a fa'il, it needs a subject. And simple rule, write that down. Right? The fa'il is marfu. Fa'il is marfu. It's just a simple rule. What that means is that the fa'il always needs to take a rafa. The subject needs to take a rafa. So that means the fi'il is giving a rafa. Yes? Now once we found out what siga it was, we found out there are two of them, aren't there? Mujrimuna, mujrimina. So which one do you use? We use the rafa one because the fi'l is giving it a rafa. Yes? That makes sense? A fi'l can give a rafa and it can give a nasab. It gives rafa to fa'il, so then the fa'il has to be marfu. It gives nasab to maf'ul bihi, so the maf'ul bihi has to be mansub. Maf'ul bihi is mansub. So whatever the previous word needs, you have to go with the need of that. Yes? That makes sense? Yeah. Let me find another one for you, an easy one. If I wrote that right. Yabsu. Right, anyway. Allahu yabsutur rizqa. Yes? Allahu yabsutur rizqa. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spreads out, makes expansive rizq. Yes? Simple. So now look here, the word Allah. What is it? Ism, fi'l, or harf? Ism, isn't it? So we leave that as ism. Now yabsutu. What's the wazn of it? Come on. It's not plural. What is it? Come on. What siga is it? Take the wazn out and then find the siga. The kids are catching up, by the way. You should know it. You should join the other class. Huh? What do you do during the week?
Nothing.
I have to speak to your dad now.
Will it be the same as the previous one?
Yeah, but slightly different.
Alright, okay.
So look at it. Look, it's yaf ulu, isn't it? Yaf ulu. Now, oops. Yaf ulu. Now, the siga would be wahid, muzakkar, ghaib, and it's fi'l mudari. Ma'roof, isn't it? Yes? Fi'l mudari, ma'roof. But the bab, it's got zamma on it, hasn't it? Which bab has a zamma on the end kalma? These are such a list. Make sure you learn them with the list. So that's bab daraba yadribu nasara yansuru. Is it? That's like a, I'm not too sure yet.
No, I know.
Huh?
No, I know it.
You know it?
Yeah.
Why didn't you answer it then? It's bab nasara yan suru. Keep doing the opposite way. Yan suru. Yes? And it means to spread out. But if you look forward, this has got fatha on it, hasn't it? What's it got on it? A fatha. So that tells us that this word here, ar-rizq, cannot be the subject. Cannot be the subject. Why? What was the rule? Fa'il is marfu. That's why I told you to note it down. Fa'il is marfu. Is this marfu? Has it got rafa on it, pesh? No. So therefore we found out that this cannot be fa'il. But fa'il is necessary for every type of fail. Fa'il is necessary for every type of, not isme fa'il, a fa'il, subject. Isme fa'il is a siga. Yes? A fa'il is necessary for every type of fail. So where's the fa'il then?
The second one?
Which one?
The middle one?
Ajabsutu.
Yeah.
No, it's
That was a fail, wasn't it?
it's Allah is just subject.
Huh? But that's before it. It's before it, isn't it?
But isn't that the subject though?
It is the subject, but if it comes before it, then it's jumla ismiya, isn't it? Yes? This will be the mubtada. What is it? I gave you these words last time. Mubtada.
So is it the ya there?
Ya, no, ya sign of mudare. Right. Inside this, hidden inside it, hidden away in the closet, is a pronoun called huwa. Yes? A hidden pronoun. It is huwa. And any hidden pronouns in a verb, yes, they have the same siga, wahid muzakkar ghaib. Wahid muzakkar. If you say that's a hidden pronoun, it will always carry the same siga, then wouldn't it? Yeah. Look, this huwa means he. What does that mean? He. So it's wahid muzakkar and ghaib, isn't it?
So that's why I said that ya, because ya can be
Nope.
referring to like
Ya is for
He or
mudari, isn't it?
doesn't it translate as he as well when you translate?
Yeah,
when
no.
You translate it
No. Ya is telling us that it's the present or future tense.
like yadhabu, he went.
He, but he's hidden inside it. Yes, habu.
Okay.
Ya is telling us that he is going. Sorry, he is going or he will go.
Okay.
Yes. And that's telling us the tense. Yes, not the subject. It's not giving us news of the subject. The subject is hidden inside it.
How do you find out where it's hidden?
If it's not mentioned. Sentence finished there, didn't it? You have to find it. Yes, it's not there, so find it. Huwa. Izaka Gardan, I didn't give you it, so it's Huwa, Huma, Hum. Yes? Then it's Huwa, Huma, Hum. Hiya is for women, she, Hiya. Then it's same, Huma. And then plural for women is Hunna. Then after that it's Iyaka. Is it? Anta, sorry, not Iyaka. Anta, you must have heard of that. Anta means you. Right? Antuma. It's not the Punjabi ant. Ant hai. Okay. Antum. Then women is anti. Anti. Do you think anti comes from there?
Yeah, probably.
Anti, then the same antuma. Antuma. Antunna this time. That's for women. Antunna. Sorry about the writing. And then the last two is ana. You don't read the alif in this, okay? Ana. Sometimes you might see in the Quran it has a circle over it. Like in Surah Kafirun. Yes? Wala ana. So you might have a circle on it. You don't read it. They're just telling you don't read it. Yes? Don't say ana. Like some Babe do. Don't do that. An-nahnu. It's a gardan. You like it in fa'ala. The same. Fa'ala, fa'alu, fa'alat, fa'alata. I would lost it. Fa'ala, fa'alu, fa'alat, fa'alata, fa'alna, fa'alta, fa'altuma, fa'altum, fa'alti, fa'altuma, fa'altunna, fa'altu, fa'alna. They just change. Have you seen the rest of them similar towards the end? Yeah. Yes? Huwa changed, and hum changed, hiya changed, and the rest is the same. Yes? 14 of them. So these can be hidden. If it's Wahid Muzakkar Ghaib, or if it's Wahid Muannas Ghaib, yes, these ones can be hidden, and then the word that they refer to can be apparent. And like we did the last sentence, La yuflihul mujrimun. Yes, you don't need to take a zamir out there, do you? They call zamir this. You do not need to take a damir out of it. Why? Because the al mujrimun is mentioned. A proper noun is mentioned, so you don't need a pronoun then, do you? But sometimes, like this sentence, the proper noun is not mentioned, is it? Therefore, we need to take a pronoun out. So the pronoun that fits with yabsutu, what's you guys say, wahid, muzakkar, ghaib, is this, huwa, wahid, muzakkar, ghaib. That's the one that fits with it. But I tell you one thing now. Can I take this off? Yeah? It's hidden in there, the huwa. Okay? But what siga was it? Wahid, muzakkar, ghaib, wasn't it? But let's see who is referring to first. A pronoun always needs its proper noun mentioned before itself. You can't start off a sentence, he came. Why? Why can't you start off a sentence like that? It doesn't make any sense. Who's the he? Nobody knows, do they? So is not nice to start a sentence off in that manner. So therefore, to have a pronoun, you need to make sure that its proper noun is mentioned previous, anywhere before it, not in the same sentence. It could be in a different sentence before. So here, what does huwa refer to? The word Allah. Now we have a problem because we said it's wahid muzakkar ghaib. It's called masculine. Not the word God, by the way. Yeah, the being God. In Aqidah, yes, can we associate gender to God? No. So therefore, we just don't call this muzakkar, we just call it wahid ghaib. What do we call it? Wahid ghaib. So remember that. Just a technical point. Just a technical point. Just take muzakkar off it. Yes? Just a slight technical. Only for God, isn't it? Everybody else you can, doesn't matter. Even if it's a boy's name, just say wahid muannas if you like. It doesn't matter.
The translation is usually is he when we translate the sentence.
We have to translate as he. Even in the English language, yes, he is gender neutral. Yes? Speak the Queen's English and you'll find out. Okay? In the Queen's English, he is gender neutral really, like the Arabic. Okay? Gender neutral. This is why we have commands and we say that they have huwa in them or they have muzakkar words in them, like jama muzakkar, and then but then women have to pray as well. Aqimus salah is jama muzakkar hazir. Now just say lady can do a tafsir and say, well, the siga is jama muzakkar hazir fi'l amr, and God when he commands then he means it. Yes, and when he commands, he means it's a necessity, you have to do his obligation. But therefore, because the pronoun in this is the waw, and the waw here is for men, so therefore, this obligation of praying is only upon men. Yes, done, finished, tafsir is done of it. Yes, that's not the case. The case is what? That is gender neutral. It's gender neutral. Or you can just say that men are stronger than women. Yes? In some cases. So yeah. So that's wahid ghaib. Yes? Now this becomes the fa'il. This becomes the fa'il. This is the fa'il. This is the subject. Now let's come to this now. Ar-rizqa. Now, we say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spread out, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made something to expand. What's the next question? As to what? What did he spread out? Yes? So, that's a vital question then, isn't it? As to the spreading, what was it done upon? So, that's called the object. Yes? Now, is it ism fi'l harf? Huh? It's got alif lam in the starting. It's an ism then, isn't it? So we call this a ism. There are other things but I haven't taught you. Ism mufrad munsarif sahih mawra barakat thalath lafziyya mansub al fath lafzan. We'll leave that to a side. Have we done that? No. Okay. So here we'll just call it that it's mansub. What is it? Mansub. That the fi'l, this fi'l gave this file a rafa. What did it give it? This file a rafa. And because he needed an object, right? And this was his object, it gave it a nasab. So he made it mansub. This is now called maf'ul. Maf'ul bihi. Yes, always mansub. There are other cases of certain words that will not accept it sometimes, but for now it's good enough. Understand this. So it's mansub here. What is it? Mansub, and it is maf'ul bihi. So now once we got all of these, we got a mubtada, we've got where's it gone? A fi'l, yes, and then we got a fa'il, and we got a maf'ul bihi. Yes? Let's count them all now. So fi'l, fa'il, and maf'ul bihi. What sentence is it? Just this one, forget that yet. Up to there. It's a verbal sentence, isn't it? All of this together becomes khabar. What does it become? Khabar. Yes? Of this mubtada. So now these two are connected. Becomes khabar of mubtada. So within a jumla ismiya, you have a jumla fi'liya. And that can happen. Within a jumla ismiya, you've got a jumla fi'liya. So that we can translate it now. So we have to make sure that we keep that as mubtada. We have to make sure that the fa'il stays the huwa and this stays the maf'ul bihi. So how do you translate? Allah, we'll do it literally. Allah, He has expanded. What has He expanded? Rizq. Yes? Simple. Jumla ismiya's example. Jumla ismiya's example. Yes? Shall I ponder on that? Huh? For the week?
For the next year.
We'll move on to Hadith Sharif then. Who remembers what Hadith we were on? 17. Someone said 40? 17, yes? You sure we didn't do this? Okay. Hi. We'll start with the 17th hadith inshallah. Al-Hadith Sabi Ashar. An Abi Ya'la Shaddad ibn Awsin an Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam qala Inna Allah qatab al-ihsana ala kulli shay'in fa idha qataltum fa ahsinu al-qitla wa idha dhabahtum fa ahsinu al-dhibha wal yuhidda ahadukum shafratahu wal yurih dhabihatahu. So here in this hadith, first of all, this is narrated by Abu Ya'la Shaddad bin Aus ibn Thabit ibn Akhi Hassan bin Thabit. So Abu Ya'la is the son of Aus, yes, who is the son of Thabit, who is then ends up to be the brother of Sayyidina Hassan bin Thabit. And he passed away in Palestine in 85 Hijri, and he was 75 years old, and he was a companion. And he for those of you that have been to Palestine, his grave is next to Bab al-Rahmah, okay, till now. And he narrated 50 hadiths altogether. He says regarding the Prophet ﷺ, that the Messenger of Allah ﷺ said, Inna Allah katab al-ihsana, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has written ihsan upon every single thing. Ihsan here, perfection. Yes, perfection. In every single thing, in whatever you do, you should make sure that you try to reach perfection in it. Don't do it half-witted, like carry your own books, isn't it? So you don't leave it to others. This hadith really entails all of the Islamic principles, all in one. Why? Because ihsan in action is to act in accordance to Sharia, or if it's not about Sharia, then in accordance to your intellect. Yes? That's ihsan. Meaning the best ability you have, that's what you should do. So then the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, فَإِذَا قَتَلْتُمْ, that when you fight, then فَأَحْسِنُوا الْقِتْلَ, then do it perfectly. Yes? Either fight or when you kill somebody, then do it properly. Yes? Don't just do a half a job. Do it properly. More to do with capital punishments. Yes? If you're going to do it, then do it properly. So if you're, what do you call him? The executor. Yes? Executor. Executioner.
Yeah.
What's executor then? Anyway, did I make up a word?
I think execute is a person who does it. Execution is the person, the thing that's happening.
He said executioner. Huh? Shall we start teaching English now? Executor and executioner. Isn't one used for wills?
Yeah, that's the executor.
That's the executor.
Yeah.
No, it's getting more confusing this. An executive?
Somebody, admin stuff.
Admin stuff. Anyway, so the person who, we call him Jallad anyway, the Arabic is easier, the Jallad, the guy who carries out the execution, yes? He executes the execution. This man, so obviously he has to do a good job, doesn't he? Yes. If he takes a blunt knife, he's told to, chop somebody's hand off. Now, and he takes a blunt knife. Yeah? And imagine what he's going to do. Yeah? Oh, chal nahi koni. It's not working, I better go sharpen it. No, I'll get through it. Yes? Just a tough cucumber. So, obviously, it's not nice, is it? So, therefore, when you do it, then do it properly. Sharpen your knives, whatever. And if it's for war, then it's basically like, if you're going to go for war, then in this day and age, you need your weapons, don't you? Yes. Yeah, WMDs, which don't exist. Saddam never had them. Now, if you're going to go for it, then as a soldier, personally, yes, your shoes are not clean, your clothes are not clean, whatever, that's in a different realm. But if your gun's not clean, yes, then you might suffer a lot. You get jammed, it recoils, whatever it does. Yes. These things can happen. Now that is when you haven't looked after your tools. Yes? You left it in the wardrobe and never cleaned it a single day because you thought, I'm living in Britain, I'm never going to go to war. Yes? And then one day the call came. And when the call came, you took your firearm out but forgot to clean the inside, there's all dust inside it. Yes? So when it fires, it doesn't have that power, does it? Because you never cleaned it. Yes? And you find out that it shoots backwards then. And it hurts you instead. Why? Because you didn't carry your own books. So you have to do, with everything, there's a perfection, isn't there? Yeah. It's hard to reach perfection, but perfection here means best ability. So you do it in accordance with that. So we have to try. So even the person who executes, he has to make sure that he does this properly. Then the Prophet ﷺ said, وَإِذَا ذَبَحْتُمْ فَأَحْسِنُوا ذِبْحَ, that when you sacrifice, then make the sacrifice good. Yes? So make it good and make it look good as well. Make it look good, bit of acting, like Rambo style or something. It's this thing that you make it professional. Yes? You like lawyers be. They don't know what the hell's going on in the case, but the way they're dressed, the way they talk, the way they twist words, yeah, they create that impression that they know everything, yet they don't know anything.
Like football players, they do diving.
Yes, yeah, even that. But what does he get them? He gets them a penalty, doesn't it? Yes? The guy doesn't even touch him, or the shins kind of just about touch, and then he's falling over. Yes? Now, but what? Professionally done, isn't it? Yes. Now, he gets a penalty, and he scores a goal. And it's done, isn't it? So, but do you think he gets rewarded for it? He probably will if he's Muslim. So, it's done proper, so you should do that properly. So you have this thing, don't like, you say, I want to go do Zabah, and then, I'm about to slaughter and look the other way. Yeah, don't do that. Do it properly if you know what you're doing. Even if you find a gross inside, just do it. Makes it look good, doesn't it? Yes. The Prophet ﷺ then said, وَلْيُحِدَّ أَحَدُكُمْ شَفْرَتَهُ. Let one of you sharpen his knife. Let one of you sharpen your knife. Sharpen your knife. وَلْيُرِحْ ذَبِيحَتَهُ. And let him give tranquility to the animal, zabiha, the slaughtered animal. Yes. It was like that ISIS video where the guy, he's about to behead the guy, and then he has a, what's that?
He starts brushing his teeth or something.
Yeah. So he had a blunt knife, didn't he? And he couldn't get through his the guy's neck. The guy's bleeding everywhere, and then he grabs him from his teeth and trying to cut it. So, that's not good, is it? Yes. ISIS are not Muslim according to us anyway. So that's this. Now here we have to look at is that ihsan, perfection. But in tasawwuf, ihsan is a very encompassing word, if you like. It gathers a lot of meanings. Why? Because the awliya say that this word ihsan gathers all of ilmul haqiqa in it. Ilmul haqaiq. Why? Because it is ihsan fil qasd, perfection in intention. Yes? And that is to rectify your intention in accordance to your knowledge. And then to act upon it, to act upon that in intention. Or it is to ihsan is to purify your state, your heart's state. That it does not consider itself, the nafs. It doesn't consider it anything. Or it is fil ahwal, or that it is ihsan in all states, not just your heart state, but all your states that you have, and that you protect it, and you strive hard. Or is fil waqt, in the time. Yes? To a point, ihsan here now will mean that you are never out of the presence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We're never out of the presence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but what it means is that you don't become ignorant of that fact. That you constantly in your mind, you know that you are in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's ihsan as well. Yes, that's it. أن تعبد الله كأنك تراه فإن لم تكن تراه فإنه يراك. So it comes down to that. But see how it just includes everything, the whole of the religion. Yes, inner and outer. It includes all of it. Okay, so that's that. Next hadith, al-hadith as-samin ashar. An Abi Zarrin Jundu Bibni Junadat al-Ghifari وأبي عبد الرحمن معاذ بن جبل رضي الله تعالى عنهما عن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال اتق الله حيثما كنت وأتبع السيئة الحسنة تمحها وخالق الناس بخلق حسن. رواه الترمذي وقال حديث حسن وفي بعض النسخ حسن صحيح. This hadith is narrated by two people, Abu Zar Jundub. Abu Zar Jundub bin Junada. He was the first person who the Prophet ﷺ gave salam to. Yes, said Assalamu alaikum to him. Yes. He passed away in the time of the Caliphate of Sayyidina Usman Ghani radiallahu ta'ala anhu, and he narrated around 273 hadiths. The second narrator of this hadith is Abu Abdurrahman Mu'adh ibn Jabal. You've heard of his name before. We spoke about him in the starting as well. Sayyidina Mu'adh bin Jabal. Remember the story I told you that the Prophet sent him to Yemen, and then the Prophet walked him out of Medina and said, I'm not going to be here when you return. Okay. But he was sat on the camel. Yes, and the Prophet was taking him out. Both of these two companions narrate this hadith, and they said, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, ittaqillaha, that have taqwa of Allah, be conscious of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, be God fearing, be aware of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in everything. That is your wajibat, yes, fulfilling, meaning whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has asked you to do, in all of them, it to stay away from all bad actions, yes, and this taqwa is the foundation of the religion. Yes, it's the foundation of this religion, and it's the highest level of this religion as well, because it's the taqwa that drives you to do good, and is taqwa in terms of the definition of piety that gives you the highest rank that you can achieve, doesn't it? So the Prophet ﷺ said, ittaqillaha haysuma kunta, that beware of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wherever you are. Wherever you are, be aware of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, be God conscious. وَأَتْبِعِ السَّيِّئَةَ الْحَسَنَةَ تَمْحُهَا, and follow up a bad deed with a good deed. Follow up a bad deed with a good deed. In the sense that if you're doing a minor sin, then follow it with a good deed. Why? Tamhuha, because that good deed will wipe out the minor sin. So if you're doing something bad, like you swore at somebody, go do wudu. Good thing, isn't it? Cools you down as well. Yes? So therefore, it will wipe it out. Read it through nafal. It will wipe that sin out. But in this one, if you want your major sins to be wiped out, you have to do tawbah as well. You have to do tawbah. So that's that. Then the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, وَخَالِقِ النَّاسَ بِخُلُقٍ حَسَنٍ, and be good to people. Yes, show good character to people. In a nutshell, that is. So khaliqin nasa bi khuluqin hasan, meaning show good character to people. You should learn this hadith. Yes, it's like a foundation of our religion. Ittaqillah haysuma kunt wa atbi sayyi'ata al-hasanata tamhuha wa khaliqin nasa bi khuluqin hasan. That be good with people and show them good character. So then they can follow you in it as well. If you show bad character, then you're going to be shown bad character as well. So we have to do this in open and in secret, outside and in our houses. Yes? You don't want to be babbar share at home and when you go outside. Tipi Nasiruddin once said it to a guy in a gathering. Well, he said it to the whole gathering, but then he picked out Tanveer. He goes, "Kyun Tanveer?" So he said, he was talking about people, and he says that they come out with big pugs. Pakistan, isn't it? So they come out with big turbans, and at home they can't move an inch. He was talking like that. But then he was talking about the opposite side as well, where that they go home and they be like lions at home, and that's not nice as well, is it? You have to be the same. You can't switch. Yes. There's a big dilemma in our society regarding fitting in. Yes? Conforming, yeah. This brings birth to, I was going to say dual nationalities, but it's not called, what's it called? Dual personalities. Okay? It brings birth to dual personalities. Especially when young chaps try to practice the religion. They get caught between the two. They get caught between coming to the masjid and being correctly spoken, yes, no swearing, nothing, and then going back out and meeting the friends and being a totally different person. In the starting it was fine, because they don't realize it. Then they start fighting it, yes, and when they start fighting it, that's when they get caught up in who am I? Yes? Identity crisis, that's it. It's an identity crisis, who am I then? That's where it's a case of either they fully come into Islam, which is a good thing, but it can mean that they're mentally unstable, so they just need a bit of guidance, or it means they come off Islam in terms of practice, that is, and they go towards the wrong side, yes, and the destruction on that you already know, yes. So this is why you have to be a bit careful.
Dr. Umar once said to us, he said that you should be better in private than you are in public.
Yes.
And that really was profound
Yes.
to me. It was really profound. You're better in private than you are in public. So you can show a face to the world that I'm so-and-so and so-and-so. But in private...
There's a big secret in that, because there's no riyah in it then, is there? Yeah. Who are you trying to show off to?
Sincerity.
Yes. So the more you practice etiquettes at home, where you're relaxed, yes, the better they will be outside, won't they? And if you drop your standards at home, then, but don't hope for like a miracle lifestyle as well. It's not going to happen. Especially if you've got kids. Yeah? Your fork is meant to be on the left-hand side, is it? Yes? Yeah? Left-hand side. It's like a certain procedure, isn't there, of how they do it. If you got kids, you can set them out all you like. When you come back, it'll be somewhere else. You'll be glad if there's any dishes left. So you can't, but it's your manners that you give them. You teach them. Yes, you can't have it perfect, but you try your best. So we have to build character of our children as well. Okay, otherwise you get caught up. It's a very difficult task, and a parent knows best how to bring up his own children. Yes. If you start talking to the parents in terms of how they bring their own children up, remember this can give birth to jealousy, and you become harsh upon your own children. Not a lot of people realize that. They look, I'll tell you a basic level of it. Yes. Oh, my niece, she was in the madrasa and she's already finished Quran. Yeah? And they start at the same time and he's just reading Alif yet. Yes, the Hafiz, isn't it? But why are you pushing? A child has his own capabilities. But you're pushing it based on what? Jealousy. Or what? That my niece has finished and everybody's celebrating her Quran Khatam day. You don't do that. You let the child go on his own.
She's already on the start.
So you don't do that, but that's like a basic level that people have mentally in them. that they do this and they don't realize that they're doing it. And you have to be very careful of that. Every child has his own or her own capabilities, and if you don't grow that in the proper way, you'll end up breaking the child.
They do need a parenting course. I think you talked yourself into it.
The point here is that the parenting is a natural instinct and it doesn't need to be taught. Yes? It does not need to be taught. People who have mental illnesses, yes, and they do things to their babies, we're not talking about them. We're talking about normal people that will do anything for the safety of their children. Yeah? Parenting is a natural instinct.
Intuitively, they know how the temperament of the child is.
Yes.
And how the child is, so they know how best.
They know how best, yes. And then the next thing is the teacher. The teacher is going to bring him up in terms of his adab. Yes. But if you start taking lessons from somebody, yes, ask yourself the question, where is he taking it from? If I'm giving you advice, where am I taking it from? Yes. And then I might tell you one thing, then look at me with my children. It'll be totally different. Because in practical it's something else. We only get certain guidelines like being merciful to children. Or we see how the Prophet was around his grandchildren. But there's nothing in Sharia that talks about how the Prophet was around his daughter while she was young. While she was young, mostly they're all aren't they? The Prophet used to stand up for her. We know that much. Yes? But when she's old, she's married, the Prophet is standing up for her. But when she was a child, how did the Prophet ﷺ be around Sayyidah Fatima, for example? It's not narrated. It's not known. Yes? So,
The wisdom.
yes, there's a wisdom behind it. Why? Because every parent is different, because every child is different. If I've got a child, yes, and I treat him in a certain way, I can't expect you to treat your child in the same manner. If your child can do hifz, then it's no way that my child can do hifz because I know my child.
It's like a doctor with medicine. He's not
Yes.
prescribed the same medicine for absolutely everything.
They do that these days anyway. Yeah.
That's why the sort of antibiotics and so on are no longer working in this.
Yes. Now you'll go to one parent and you say, these medicines, they don't do anything, they make your immune system weak, so you get addicted to these medicines and you just keep taking them every time and people make money of you. The other parents say, no, the paracetamol or whatever they have, it works wonders for my child. Yes? I give him the whole bottle. So it works wonders, he stays asleep all night. No, that's just a joke. Don't take that seriously. But what is point? You get different ideas from different parents. Yes? But majority of the time you have to realize as well, if you're going to take advice from another parent of how to raise your child, yes, remember always that that parent will only try to portray his son or her son or daughter in the best way. Yes? They won't tell you all about all those times when you're asleep in the middle of the night and your child comes and he just wants to jump on your bed. Yes? And ask him how do you deal with that? They won't tell you that. No, my child, I put him to sleep at 7 o'clock and he wakes up at 8 o'clock in the morning. Yes? That doesn't happen. A sugar-coated version.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
So you get parental advice from different, if you do get parental advice from different people, you'll find that they will always portray the child in the best way and never tell the other side of the story. Now generally is you ask someone, oh, when does your child go to sleep? Oh, my child goes to sleep at 7, 8 o'clock and wakes up at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, 12 hours sleep. Yeah? Just to portray that they get this heavenly time, yes, of 7 till 12 for free. Okay, but yet the reality is totally different. So when they're outside of the house, they'll tell you these stories. But the truth is, everybody knows how hard it is to get your children to sleep. But it's from child to child. I got 4 children and all 4 of my children are different. Yes? My eldest son does not go to sleep till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. And that's what he's done since he's 9 years old, but that's what he's done since he was young. One of my friends, Mawlana Mudassar, was in itikaf, and I used to take him in the nights to say itikaf. He was only 5 years old, he used to stay awake all night. Yes? And he does that. He sleeps only a little. Yes? But his body's used to it. So you have to realize that. But the problem with it is that if everybody else is asleep and he's awake, he's not going to sit still, is he? Yes? Doesn't matter how old he is, he's going to do something, isn't he? So, in that sense, he's different. My other son, he is such that he will not tell anyone. He'll go up the stairs and he'll find his bed, lie down on it, and he's fast asleep. Yes? My daughter, who's the second eldest, wherever she is, she just falls asleep. So if she's tired, she just falls back and gone. Yes? And my other daughter, the youngest one, she's still a baby. Yes? So 18 months, and with her, wherever you place her, that's where she stays. Yeah? She walks and everything, but she just likes to stay in one place. So like that you found that they're all different. Yes? Completely different. It's never, like you get in the movie sometimes that, the parents leave the children in the room and then they close the door and say, "Ta-ta, good night, don't let the beds book by," and close the door and leave a night light on. It's never going to happen, is it? Yes? But this is where you have to realize as well that for parenting, you do not need a guide. Yes? All you're told to be is soft with your children, that's it. Yeah? And there's a reason for that softness. Because when you start hearing stories of how other people are bringing up their children, it brings this jealousy inside. Then you start being harsh with your children. Chacha ne putar sahi jane tu na se na. It happens. But it brings the worst out of you. And that's something that parents need to stay with. So you get general guidelines like that in Sharia. Yeah? But the Sharia does not specifically tell you how to do your job. Because you know your values, you know what's important to you, you know how to bring up your child. Yes? So it's about good character, isn't it? The main thing is build good character in them. If they go to sleep at 2 o'clock at night, then so be it. Yes? So be it. Build good character into him. Yes? You can't do anything about that he can't go to sleep. Yes? If a child can't go to sleep, can you do anything about it? What are you going to give him sleeping pills? You can't do that, can you? Yes? But what you do is you play with it, as in nurture it, utilize it and nurture it. Yes? So, for example, sometimes my son will be sat at that time doing homework. He'll be reading his book. So you've nurtured, you've utilized it, you've nurtured him to do something good. Yes? When he hasn't got something to do, then it's a case of he's going to be jumping all around, screaming. Yes? And you have these in parenting, but it comes down to good character. When you show good character, they will take on good character. So that's in secret then, isn't it? What we was talking about. You have to do that in secret at home with your children. Yes? There'll be other difficulties. My eldest won't go into the kitchen if the light's off, ever. He won't get out of the room that you're in. He won't stay home alone. Yes? Not that I keep him home alone, but if you say, oh, I'm keeping you home, he'll just throw a tantrum. Now, my other son, he doesn't care. He walks in the dark. All around the house, he'll walk around. So we have an extension on the back, and it's quite long. And normally the family uses the front room. Now, eldest one, he's scared to even just go to the back room. Yes? And he just doesn't want to go. And the youngest one, you wouldn't even know. He just sneaks out of the room and he's gone in the dark. He'll put the TV on there. He has a PlayStation and he has the kids' YouTube. He'll put it all on himself and he's sat down watching it. Yes? So you have to deal with that. Because you have to understand that, okay, my eldest one won't do it. So I push him to do it. Get him something else to do. Yes? I took him to Insane Air. And they have that drop, don't they, where you have to go on top and just jump straight down. Eldest one's like, I'm about to jump, and you think, I'm about to clap that he's going to jump. And then he sits down, yes, and he's about to jump sitting down. Then he's like, no, I'm not doing this, and he comes back down. The younger one, he runs up the stairs and runs straight off it. Like if he didn't even think about it twice. So you understand that they're different. They're not going to have the same things about them. Yes? So you have to understand it. But you have to deal with them with good character. Yes? So that's the most important thing, that in secret as well, we have to show good character. Otherwise, we will destroy ourselves. And if you only do it outside, then that's hypocrisy in action, though, in amal. It's hypocrisy then, isn't it? Yeah. We'll tell people outside, right? It's sunnah to eat with 3 fingers. Yes? And then you got biryani made at home and you're like, yes? Like Karachi people eat it. They make it into a bowl, yeah, and then they put it in the mouth. Okay? You eat like that, then it's not nice, is it? Yes? Or you go out and you put a rubber band on your fingers, right, to show that, I'm going to definitely use 3 fingers today. Yeah? Our home is everything, spoon and everything. Yeah, left and right. So you go out and you tell people, before you eat, you have to say, Ya Wajido. Yes? And at home, you're just saying your wife's name all the time. Yeah? You're just going through that. It's not nice, is it? It's hypocrisy. Because the truth is there's subtle intentions that when you're doing it outside and I'm doing it at home, for you should realize that why am I doing it outside? Am I trying to show people I got more knowledge than them? Or am I trying to show them that I act upon the religion more than them? Well, the truth is you don't. Because that guy might have taken your advice and acted upon what you said. And then he's gone home and done it as well. But you told him, and when you went home, you did the opposite. So we have to think about these things as well. This is why good character is really, really important in our religion. Parents don't realize that they play a big part in making the character of their child. Yes? You get these YouTubers, yes, that take the mick out of the Punjabi language, yes? And how they speak, the way they speak, Yes, मैं तो किया आखिया सीना, and they make that. Yes, but you have to ask yourself on a serious note. Ask yourself the question: where did you pick it up from? Yes, and they do those parodies where they acting like aunties. Yes, and they're talking with each other and they're gossiping, and they make funny videos like that. But you have to ask yourself the question as to where they picked up all of this. The truth is that in our families, everyone's doing it. The backbiting is going on. The secret plans are going on. Yes? Awful words are being used. So when that's going on, then those children are just going to portray that to the world, aren't they? And that's troublesome. So we need to realize this fact as well, how important good character is. Hence why this hadith is important for us. You should memorize this hadith. Ittaqillah haysuma kunt. That makes you a wali of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wherever you are. And follow up a bad deed with a good deed. That the good deed removes the bad deed. And khaliqin nasa bi khuluqin hasan. And show people good character. Show people good character. So it's very, very important that we act upon this hadith. Are we stopping at 7?
6:55 said that.
Okay. I don't think we should start the next hadith then. Be long. Okay. So, this hadith, memorize it. Write it out and memorize it. It's a very, very good hadith to learn. You might hear it in khutbahs as well sometimes. Sometimes they portray in khutbah. Jummah khutbah, it comes up. Imam Tirmidhi narrated this hadith and he said it's hadith Hasan. In another copy of Tirmidhi, it said Hasan Sahih, is authenticated hadith. Inshallah. I'll stop on that one.